Hi! Welcome to English Lessons with Mom AJ. Today we will talk about the difference between impromptu and extemporaneous speech. Also, we will discuss some techniques in public speaking. This lesson would help you be prepared for unprepared talks. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so this lesson is from Module 6 of Quarter 2. But before we finally start with our lesson, I have a question to ask. Do you feel confident whenever you're being asked by your teacher in class? Most of you will say no. Many students don't find it easy to speak in the English language. Basically, there are two reasons why. The first one is lack of vocabulary words. And the second one is they are not confident using the English language because they don't practice using it or speaking this language regularly. Okay, later on we will talk about how you will be able to conquer the fear of speaking English, especially answering questions in English with our topic today. Okay, but for now, I want you to watch a short clip from Miss Universe 2018, and I want you to observe how the candidates answer the questions for the Q&A portion.
The Me Too movement has sparked a global conversation. In response, some have said that the world has become too politically correct. Do you think the Me Too movement has gone too far?
Phong trào Me Too đã làm thế giới nói chuyện về nhiều. Em có nghĩ là phong trào Me Too có nói quá không?
Bản thân em không nói quá, bởi vì khi mà bảo vệ sức khỏe con người hay bảo vệ làm dục tình dục, bảo vệ con người, bảo vệ phụ nữ, đó là một cái quyền rất lớn.
I don't think that it has gone too far. Protecting women and women's right is the right thing to do.
Con người chúng ta cần được bảo vệ và trong cuộc sống của chúng ta cần được tự do và cần được bảo vệ. Cảm ơn.
Women need protection and rights. Thank you.
Hundreds of journalists across the world were jailed this year for writing stories that were critical of their governments. Why is freedom of the press important?
Cientos de periodistas fueron encarcelados este año por haber hecho reportajes que fueron críticos de sus gobiernos. ¿Por qué usted piensa que es tan importante tener la libertad en la prensa?
La prensa está para informarnos. Nos debe mantener al tanto de las cosas importantes que están pasando en el mundo.
The press is there to inform us. Their job is to give us the news about what's happening in the world right now.
Creo que ellos deben tener total libertad de publicar la realidad de lo que está pasando.
They should have total freedom to be able to report exactly what's happening.
Sin olvidar nunca que deben ser sensibles y deben tener empatía, porque hay muchas personas que están sufriendo por los problemas que hay en el mundo.
Without forgetting that they have to have sympathy because there are a lot of people that are suffering different problems in the world.
Kapunka.
Canada recently joined Uruguay as the second nation in the world to make marijuana legal. What is your opinion on the legalization of marijuana?
I'm for it being used in a medical use, but not so for recreational use. Because I think if people were to argue, what about alcohol and cigarettes? Well, everything is good, but in moderation. Thank you.
Thank you, Philippines. Many countries across the world are experiencing an increase in immigration. Do you think countries should limit the number of refugees allowed across their borders?
I think that every country should have their own rules and regulations, but for a thriving society and for all of us to stand together, we have to understand that we are all human and we all are more alike than we are not. So we should be open to loving each other, accepting each other, doesn't matter where we come from.
How are you?
I'm excited.
Well, what would you say to someone who believes that pageants are archaic and against the feminist movement?
¿Qué le diría a una persona que piensa que los certámenes de belleza son anticuados y que van en contra del movimiento feminista?
Hoy en día estamos en una era en la cual hemos avanzado muchísimo.
Nowadays, we live in an era in which we have advanced greatly.
Los certámenes de belleza no son solo de belleza, también son de sensibilidad, de responsabilidad y de corazón.
Beauty pageants are not just about beauty, they're about sensitivity and about having a heart.
En ellas podemos mostrar que jóvenes como yo podemos lograr alcanzar todas las metas que nos propongamos en el mundo.
In beauty pageants, we can show that women like me can achieve any dreams that we may have in the world.
ขอบคุณค่ะ Thailand.
Thank you, Venezuela.
Okay, I have here a quotation to share from our module. According to Dr. Dukes, the best impromptu speakers are those who do not speak impromptu at all. Just like the candidates in Miss Universe 2018, especially our representative, Miss Catriona Gray, they have really answered the questions confidently, like they already know what to say, and like they prepared to answer the questions in advance. Now, what's the difference between impromptu and extemporaneous speech?
On extemporaneous speaking, you can prepare, practice, rely on your guide. Whereas on impromptu, the delivery is off the cuff or on the spot. So the video that you just watched earlier is an example of impromptu speaking. As you go through this lesson, you'll understand that to be able to be an effective impromptu or extemporaneous speaker, you have to follow the techniques in public speaking. Public speaking, as the term implies, refers to speaking to any public audience or speaking in public. Watch this short clip about public speaking and be related to the feeling of the student.
Wow, brain! What's the matter, Charlie Brown? My teacher assigned me an oral report. I'm terrible at oral reports, Linus. Every time I get up in front of the class, my legs shake, my hands sweat, and my stomach begins to hurt. I always end up making a fool of myself. Maybe you just need to be better prepared, Charlie Brown. A fear of public speaking is most likely rooted in unpreparedness. What are you talking about? I've had more practice at making a fool of myself than anyone I know. I couldn't be more prepared. Good grief, I'm doomed. This is it! I'm saved! I'm saved! Yay! Shh! Step 1. Loosen up the body. Muscle tension will drain energy from effective speech delivery. Gee, that's easy enough to do. I feel sorta silly. I'm getting it! Step 2. Poor enunciation can ruin oral presentation. Practice this list of tongue twisters to limber up the tongue. Peter Picker piped a pickle. Seashells sold Sally's seashores. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Sally sold seashells by the seashore. This is easy. Step 3. Visualize success. See yourself delivering the perfect presentation. I can see it. I'm really visualizing. I'm visualizing. You were right, Linus. All I needed was preparation, and I prepared all weekend long at the library. This report will be a piece of cake. I'm up next. Visualize. Visualize. Here goes. Ahem. Sally pickled Peter at the seashore.
Okay, so based on the video that we've watched, unpreparedness is the root of fear in public speaking. The three elements of public speaking are the speaker, the speech, and the audience. These elements mean that you need to stand up and deliver your talk, organize your thoughts for clarity, and connect with your audience. Now, how do we prepare for unprepared talks? Here are some guides for you. First, always be ready with something to say. You should develop your related ideas. Number 2, do a quick mental structuring. Catch the attention of your audience using the AIDA method. Third, manage your focus and time. Speak in earnest with conviction. Establish rapport with your audience. And of course, practice aloud in front of a mirror. And observe your facial expressions. Make sure your audience not only listens but enjoys listening as well. Always build a bond with your listeners and connect with your audience. Flex your mental and vocal cords anywhere you can practice. Here are some general tips for you to be prepared for unprepared talks. To check your learnings, here is a short assessment.